Well, the latest from the Justice Department filing is that the Jack Smith Special Counsel investigation is filing to drop all federal charges against Donald Trump now. So that includes not only the election subversion case, but also the mishandling of classified documents case in Mar-a-Lago as well. We are told in the 6-page ruling that we got out of the DC court, which was overlooking the election subversion case, that was cited the Constitution's prohibition on federal indictment and prosecution of a sitting president. It was a 6-page filing here in DC, which has instructed Tanya Shukin, the judge overseeing this case, who of course was currently working to go over the Supreme Court's recent ruling on presidential immunity and how that would impact the case that was being standard against Donald Trump. Well, in this new filing, the Justice Department effectively saying that that work can stop now because they are effectively stopping the case going forward. And they've conferred with Donald Trump's lawyers, who have not had any issue with that motion as well. So in that 6-page filing, it says the department's position is that the Constitution requires that this case be dismissed before the defendant is inaugurated. They do, however, say that they stand by the charges that are inside of those inside that indictment and the work that they have been going through. So what happens next then will be that if this motion is adopted, which it's widely expected it will be, then the case will be dismissed against Donald Trump, and then Jack Smith, the special counsel, will release a report to the Attorney General Merrick Garland, and that is in line with standard practice with all actual special counsel investigations. That report will likely be made public. We're told, and it's understood, that report will not include any new information beyond what is already publicly available. And then after that report has been submitted to the Justice Department, then Jack Smith, the special counsel, will resign. That after Donald Trump threatened to fire him in any case. So that's expected all to happen before Joe Biden leaves office on the 20th of January next year.
Indeed. It is a strange world when a legal case is suddenly dismissed like it is, but you've outlined the context, and obviously there are reasons constitutionally why this is happening. But it sounds like you're saying that the people who brought the case, the legal process that brought the case, doesn't doubt that it was right to do so.
No, Jack Smith in the counsel, in the special counsel, in his ruling in the 6-page filing that they've given to the judge, outlines that they believe that what the Justice Department has laid out against Donald Trump and the facts and the evidence that they have submitted all stand up to scrutiny, and they say that their findings they do stand by, but that it is more of a legal question rather than anything else as to why this case should no longer go forward. We will be seeing the full reports coming from Jack Smith in the weeks to come. We'll be able to pore over that and to go into a bit more of what the Justice Department was levying against Donald Trump. Again, there aren't any kind of blockbuster items that are expected to jump out of this report. We did find out some recent information in a finding from Tanya Shukin, the judge overseeing the case, just a couple of weeks ago. That is when the information about Donald Trump allegedly saying "so what" when he was told that the people at the Capitol on January 6th wanted to hang his Vice President Mike Pence. That information came out alive from that ruling from Tanya Shukin. But nothing major expected to come out. But of course, that could change if Jack Smith is subpoenaed by Congress, which is more than possible of happening, considering that the Republicans in the next Congress will be in charge of the House and the Senate as well. It's very possible that he could be subpoenaed to testify before Congress, and during those testimonies, we could get more details about the case that the prosecution had against Donald Trump. But at the moment, nothing new expected to come out.
I don't mean to sound dramatic here, Fraser, but it's looking like, and this is possibly how Trump's supporters might interpret this, that he is above the law, very much king of the hill. He can do what he wants.
Well, of course, under the United States Constitution, no man is above the law, or woman for that matter. But there was a ruling that came out of this legal battle between Donald Trump and the Justice Department, which actually resulted in a landmark ruling from the Supreme Court, which effectively impacted how a president is seen in the eyes of the law. They said that the president would receive some immunity for criminal acts which were carried out in an official capacity, which, a lot of analysts and a lot of legal experts said effectively did put a president above the law, meaning that they could effectively do whatever they wanted as long as it was within the scope of their office. Now, of course, during the back and forth over this question, at one point it was raised by one of the judges in DC as to whether that included the killing of a political opponent, for example, and whether the president could use Scene 6 to assassinate a political rival. And Donald Trump's legal counsel argued that that would be possible, and the Supreme Court effectively went along with that. Now, of course, that has been a very worst case scenario, a very dramatic example. But in theory, this is the kind of scope that the Supreme Court ruled that a president now has.
And he has vowed revenge over many, many people in many, many ways. We're not just discussing this academically. It looks like it's a process in some shape or form that is starting. Fraser, thank you very much indeed. Pleasure to speak to you. Fraser Jackson, watching all developments for us from Washington, D.C.